just give me your empty one. Just place it right over here.
Oh, safe and sound.
Yeah. Get it far away from him. Mr. Wallace, who knocks all his shit over.
Every stain I have. Every fucking stain on the carpet.
Wallace. Yeah.
I don't care for this crappy carpet.
I don't know if he even noticed that last time that I put that rag strategically right next to him, but he used it and like never said anything about the rag just happening to be there, but he used it every fucking time. It was great. I loved it.
All right.
All right.
So sound's getting ready. Like I said, it's 2 formats. This will go to YouTube, Facebook, whatever. This will only be on Podbean. As soon as we're finished with one segment, it uploads immediately. So like before you guys do 2 hours or do more than an hour, the first hour will be up before y'all finish the second.
Gotcha.
And we are.
All right, what's up, everybody? It's episode 9 of the Rogue Way podcast. We got with me today Blake Anglin and Steven Taylor, Steven Saylor, and they're 2 of the members of Ceob and the Boys, a local band here in Monticello. Don't know if you guys got to see them play anytime soon, but if you haven't, you should really check them out. They're really great. They're really good friends of mine. We actually go pretty far ways back, and they're really talented guys, and if you want to, you can check them out anytime. When's y'all's next show?
We are playing this Saturday, January 12th at La Terraza Bar and Grill.
Terraza Bar and Grill. What time?
We are playing at 8 o'clock.
Nice.
Monticello. Be there.
Anyway, so how many other members are in the band?
Well, let's see. You got me and Steven.
Yeah.
Worm, Jeremy Montgomery on drums, and Ceob, Cody Eason on bass.
Cody Eason on bass. I love it because a few of the shows I've been to, I think every show I've been to where someone has said something like, said y'all's name or whatever, they always get it wrong.
We get Ceob and the Boys.
And they're like, what the fuck? Ceob and the Boys.
Ceob and the Boys.
Ceob and the Boys. Because it's spelled C-E-O-B.
Which it seems...
You don't understand why it confuses people?
There's some that I get and some that I don't. Like Ceob, I don't know how you get...
Right.
I don't know how you get Ceob out of it, so...
Well, it's like...
Unless you already know him, then it's kind of...
Yeah, if you just introduced as Ceob,
figure it out,
like...
It's part of our charm. It's like you have to... It's like you got to know the password to get into certain places.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I mean, that works out. Yeah, that totally works out. That totally works out.
It separates like the posers from the true Ceob fans.
Posers.
I love Ceob and the Boys. Like, oh, do you?
You love Ceob and the Boys. Well, good, because they don't fucking exist. So that's great. So when did y'all start? Like, when did everything really kind of take off and everything? Shit,
let's see.
Over here. There we go.
Me.
My bad.
I'm professional. Me and Jeremy and Ceob got together about a year ago, maybe a little more, and we just jammed just to have fun.
Right.
Me and Jeremy started off, I guess, in a lot of ways. We just played acoustic, and we play at Wallace's barbecue shack a lot, and we would just jam. And then Ceob moved back from Hawaii, so we just started playing, and we just started learning some songs. Like, well, we know some songs, we'll have a show.
Right, yeah.
So we got in touch with La Terraza, and they booked us. And about 2 weeks before the show, Steven, who I've played with in the past,
right,
amazing guitars.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Was it? Yeah.
Actually, I will be talking from back here, so yeah, go ahead.
Moves to Monticello, and we're like, dude, you gotta join the band, man. So, he hooks up with us.
It was just like that. He was like, "Hey, I'm back," and you were like,
"Well,
cool,
I think
get
it was."
the band.
I'll let him. I don't want to speak for him.
I remember seeing some videos of y'all recording.
We uploaded a few songs, yeah.
I thought it was great, and I was having a rough time
Thank
with Pine
you.
Bluff. Oh, no problem.
Where'd y'all upload them to?
We made a Facebook page.
Oh, is there still? So
Yeah, the Ceob and the Boys Facebook.
Okay.
That's where our very first video was posted.
Just in case anyone's concerned, I'm sure y'all can definitely pick up on the devilishly sexy voice of Casey Pippin, the other Rogue Way.
Yeah, I'm back in the back.
Yeah, he's back in the back.
We'll post
hanging
links
out,
to the
man.
page.
No big deal.
Thank you. Yeah. You can find us on Facebook and YouTube.
Gotcha.
Where's that?
Anyways,
So you saw our amazing video.
Having your hard times in Palm Bluff.
I think it was the Come Down by Bush cover. It was the first video we posted.
Mm-hmm, that was it.
Yeah.
And I don't know, my boss needed some work in Monticello, so I was like, hey, how about I come down, join the band, and move up there. I'll stay with you for like a month.
Yep.
Blake here.
So was joining the band like your reason for moving back to Monticello?
Yes, it was.
Pretty much. You're like in a rut in Palm Bluff, like fuck this.
Well, kind of both.
Here's a reason to move
I was
back.
tired of the town, and it was just getting worse, and
I can only imagine that everybody's tired of Palm Bluff.
oh yeah, everybody that lives there gets tired of it.
Yeah, it's not really the greatest of places.
If you're there, we're probably stuck there.
How long were you there? Like, I knew you were here for a while because I knew you back in the day.
I think
And then,
back in, I want to say 08. I stayed until last year.
okay.
Yeah. I offered you a place to come crash. You didn't have one, so
Yeah.
I said you come crash with me. And we had 2 weeks from the time he got there to get ready for the first show, integrate Steven into the band.
Okay.
And that was at Lata?
That was at Lawtop.
Okay.
Yeah, our first show at Lawtop.
Oh, 2 weeks from the first show.
yeah,
y'all got
so
it
we had
in.
the whole show ready to go with
And
just
who was,
me,
who
Chob,
was playing what
Jeremy.
before he?
Before that, it was Chob. Chob's always on bass,
Right,
No
yeah,
matter what.
that's right, yeah.
But we all switch instruments,
Okay.
in our show. So it was mostly me and Worm just switching between guitar and drums.
Right.
So he would drum half of them, I would drum half of them, vice versa, and whoever was singing would typically play. Jeremy actually did sing a few from the drum set,
Okay.
which I can't do. He's been drumming longer, so originally he was
Right.
the drummer, but he likes to sing and play too, and I wanted to learn how to play drums, so I was like, I'll give it a shot, and just kind of stepped in and started to learn how to do that, which was cool. So we had the whole show ready to go, and then Steven comes in.
So y'all had to throw him.
2
into
weeks
your
to
whole-
integrate him into every single song, get him ready for the show. And
Which I already knew half the songs anyway.
Sure, it was a lot of songs that we
I was
jammed
listening to
together
the same
in
kind
the
of
past,
music.
yeah.
So it wasn't really difficult to integrate him into it.
No, not really at all. Honestly, I mean, it just took the work. Just got to put the time in. But,
Nice, cool.
Yeah.
It was probably, I think 3 times a week at that
And
time.
at that time, had y'all been doing the thing? Because like the first show that I saw y'all do, I didn't know it was coming. I didn't know it was gonna happen because I'd seen y'all practice and just jam out and everything.
Sure.
But when y'all got up and like switched instruments, basically and things like that, I was like, what are they doing? What's going on?
Yeah, we
I
did
thought
a
maybe
lot.
y'all were doing a sound check all of a sudden, but then you start playing, and I was like, what were y'all doing that at that point? Because I wasn't. I
That
wasn't
was
here
from
for
the get go.
beginning
That
of
was kind of the thing.
Oh, okay, cool,
Because I
yeah.
guess we were lucky enough to have versatile
Right, yeah,
musicians,
people
whatever,
that could
yeah.
play different things and
So,
everything like that.
You don't see a lot of bands take advantage of that.
No, you don't. I mean, it was really cool for me to see not only people that I personally know up there playing, but seeing them do something like that, which takes a lot of talent. You know, it's
Sure.
like most people dedicate themselves to one instrument and they get up there and they're doing badass, and then all of a sudden they're like, yeah, well, now I'm going to play this next song on the drums. And it's like, what the fuck? What just happened?
Right, it's really hard. It's hard enough to learn one instrument
Right.
for a song, you know, much less a show.
Bring some versatility and a different sound to our band.
I think so,
You know,
yeah.
when we
I
switch
like
up.
it. I definitely like it.
Thank you.
So I gotta ask mostly because I've wanted to ask it before. I've hung out with you guys and I just never did. Exactly when was the moment and how did it lead up to it was decided that this band was going to be Chob and the Boys?
I came after it was already established.
So
I was just
so
like,
when you
whatever,
jumped in,
you know.
they were like, "Hey, be part of Chob and the Boys."
I'll be one,
Be
of,
one
the
of the
boys.
boys.
Yeah, no
Be
problem.
one of
Is
the
our
boys.
is our
All
offer
right.
to you, yeah. Basically, the real, cold hard truth of it is that we're just really bad with coming up with names. I mean, we sit on the back porch for I don't know, like 4 or 5 practices, just like what are we gonna name ourselves? And everything just sounds so douchey. You know, like you're coming up with a band name and like it sounds so cool, and then you say it out loud, just like fuck. What,
Yeah, you're just
what
like,
was
that's
I doing?
terrible.
It's
That's
like
terrible.
they just all sound just douchey.
It sounds like the movie they give.
Saber-tooth tiger.
the-
Right,
Yeah.
the laser
The
cats.
name
Like,
they give the
yes,
band
that's
in the
that's it.
movie.
That's the name. Then you say like, fuck, that's terrible. Like we messed around. Like so, we all work for a company. Me and Jeremy and Chob work for Phoenix Flashlights.
Mm-hmm.
You know, our day job, whatever. So we made some wordplay with like Phoenix, and it all sounded terrible. And
You tried to incorporate Phoenix.
just
into
at
your
some
band name.
we were so like creatively starved for ideas.
Right.
Like, where do we spend all of our
Trying
time?
to pull
Like,
shit out of your
work,
12-year-old
fucking
playbook of band
whatever,
names.
Anything, dude.
The
I don't know
Rising
if it's, I don't know if
Phoenixes.
it's a band name or a comic book character.
Yeah, like I don't know
Anything,
what
like,
it is.
Drawing
you know,
names out of
I just-
hats.
I wanted to be a badass Phoenix when I was a kid, so wait, no, fuck this. We're not doing it.
It turns out to like a Harry Potter cover band.
Right,
That's like,
yeah.
not the idea we're trying to get across here.
Next thing you know, you're wearing costumes on stage.
So I think it was me, but I like just threw it out there as the joke. Obviously, like Chob and the Boys.
You should just be Chob and the Boys.
and
And just stuck.
Well, as a result of they're just literally, it should tell you how bad the rest of our names were.
Right,
Like,
yeah,
we consider
absolutely,
Chob and the
absolutely.
Boys as the best possible alternative.
Absolutely. I think band names are a really unique thing, especially if they stick for a while, because it's like you take a band name like the
It
Beatles.
doesn't matter what it is.
Right.
Yeah.
It doesn't
Right.
matter, but it's going to stick for a while. Because, like, now we're like, oh, the Beatles. We're like, oh, they're so fucking amazing. But how many people stop and they're like, where the fuck did they
Yeah,
come
when they
up with
first
this?
come out with that name, how
Yeah.
that's the stupidest.
People
fucking-
were
Well,
like,
we figure
the
if like
Beatles?
the Butthole Surfers can reach
Yeah,
fame,
the Butthole Surfers.
it's not the
can do
'90s
it, yeah.
anymore, but
And that's when you know your music honestly has to be really good, too, when you go out on stage and you're like, we're the Butthole Surfers. Everybody's like, the fuck? And then you start playing, and they're like, yeah, I'm going to stay.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
understand
and
listening to
it's
this,
not,
yeah.
really the only regret I have is it's not that the name is weird or odd. It's the spelling, because it gets misspelled all the time, and
Messes
it makes it
everybody
hard
up.
for people.
And
To,
if I'm not mistaken, it's on your drum set now, isn't it?
that's
it's on the front of
the
the drum.
reason it's on the drum set.
Yeah.
Here it is.
People
it's on the
see
drum
it.
set, so motherfuckers know how to spell.
Yeah.
The worst
So-
thing is, our last few shows we played at a place called PJ's in El Dorado,
Yeah.
and they always misspell it. And I tell them like every time they have it on the big chalkboard, like it's not COEB, it's CEOB. Like yeah,
What was the
our
fucking
bad, we'll
place
change it.
I went to last time? The Brick House?
The Brick House
The
in
Brick
Pine
House.
Bluff.
And that guy got up there, you were playing for that, the venue, or you're playing for the... What?
It was for like a charity.
Yeah, charity event. The
donation.
guy got up there. He was like, Ceob. What? No, it's Ceob. What the fuck is a Ceob?
They can never get it right. We had a 1037 The Buzz had a cover band contest, and local bands sent in their songs, and people voted on them. And we sent a song in, and for the first round, we won the first round, so we got to go up again for the next couple of days. And the guys at the Buzz just savaged us, man, with their name. Just purposely, every possible mispronunciation you could
I think they
of.
said that would give us an extra vote if somebody mispronounces our name when they call in.
Right, yeah.
Oh, wow.
And then, so, like...
So your name really worked in your favor at that moment. It really caught... It's an attention getter.
It did. I mean, I don't think it hurt.
Like, if you see on a lineup, what bands are playing, Ceob and the Boys, I've got to see who this is. Because the possibilities are just endless of
Is
who
that
it is.
is that what you get? I'm happy to hear that.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think that's what I would take away from that.
It's probably what happened, though.
Maybe
Because
so.
if
I
I
mean-
was looking like, who's going to be on playing the show? Ceob. I got to see who this is so they can announce their fucking name. And then when you do
Well,
announce...
that's fair.
You're like, we're Ceob and the Boys, and you're like, oh, it's Ceob. And then you also play really good music. Bam, works out,
Also, but that runs the risk of, like, hyping it up too much.
Too
like,
much.
Ceob and the Boys, like, oh, shit, I've got to see this. And then...
Boys.
And it's
Sounds
always
like
just
Run
Ceob.
It's
DMC
just-
back
it's
in the
just
day.
Ceob and Boys.
No, it's just Ceob.
And this
What the
guy's
fuck is
Ceob.
Ceob?
So
I don't get
that's-
it.
That's all
Yeah,
it is.
that's the best thing about it is fucking Ceob's over there, and he's a very distinct character.
He does
Like,
help.
You can't miss
Like,
him.
we've got ideas, like logos. Ceob has a distinctive look.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that
he really
definitely
does.
helps
He
sell
really
the illusion
does.
that
Fucking
what we're doing
dreadlocks and
makes any sense.
everything. he's funny. I like Ceob a whole lot. I really
So Ceob's
do.
gonna be the fucking logo.
Pretty much. He should be.
All of our promotional material is basically based around Ceob.
It's based around
It's
Ceob.
We're always in the
persona.
background. He's up
Yeah,
front.
all the
We're out of
pictures.
focus
I've seen
in the
it.
back.
Yeah, I saw it and I was like,
How many
okay.
times a bass player has
Kind of
been
our
the
shtick.
front man, but I think that in this, it is.
And of
he
course,
just plays bass.
he's the rock. He doesn't change
Right.
instruments. Ceob, you're not gonna find Ceob.
No, he's
playing
not
drum
playing
set.
anything
But we're not
else.
allowed to play bass either.
Oh, y'all can never
Well, it's
switch
okay.
it.
Well, no, he won't let us.
Yeah.
He will let you.
It's
He
not
will not.
allowed.
Like he's
We-
like,
we-
nah, man.
We like to,
This is it.
obviously, we're swapping around. We want
Yeah.
to stretch our musical limits here.
Have you ever approached him and been like, "Hey, maybe we should"? And he was just like,
I think you
Chuck
said
says
no
no.
before we could approach him.
Yeah.
"He's a man of few
Ceob's a
words."
real-
I
and-
saw it in your eyes. He was like, fuck.
The first time y'all did it, he was like, "I'm not doing that."
Well, it's true. He's a man of few words, but all 3 of the 5 words he knows are all variations of no.
Right.
No.
I got you. Yeah, I got you. So he's like fucking.
He's our no-y little goose. we
fucking
call him.
couch rogo off
As long
Game
as
of
it says no.
Thrones. No. Do you know anything else? No.
He knows that everything.
That's pretty great. I like.
Some
it,
say
though.
it's part of his charm, but I kind of think he's just an asshole.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, he's just kind of a dick. I like him. I mean, wish he was here right now so I could piss him off. That last show I went to, I did a pretty good job of pissing him off. It was pretty great.
What happened with that?
He asked for a lighter.
He
in the
Ceob,
room.
he was
he was wasted.
so drunk.
He was
after
really,
the
really
show.
drunk. Yeah.
Ceob's he's one of the partiers.
Yeah.
Along with Steven, I think
Yeah.
would be.
He's definitely living the rock star life.
Yeah.
And we
yeah,
were-
of all 4 of us by far.
I drove all you guys up there for the show, except for Steven and Jeremy. And we all drove up there, and on the way back, Ceob was very intoxicated, and he asked for a lighter on the way back. And everybody was like, "No, I don't have a lighter." And he was like, "Oh, it's all you motherfuckers smoking, man. Anybody got a lighter?" And I was like, "Yeah, I got one, but you can't have it." And he spent the next 30 minutes
He was
just cussing me
trash
the fuck
talking
out, dude.
The whole way.
Right behind me. I was in the passenger seat because I chose a designated driver that really shouldn't have been driving. But he was in the back seat just like, "You pathological lying son of a bitch." He was really upset about that lighter. I was having a great time, but felt like nobody else was.
You ever get a fucking lighter?
Yeah, he got one when we got
Did he?
to your house.
When we got home.
Yeah, Amanda gave it to
All the way
him.
back from Pine Bluff, you didn't have a
Yeah,
lighter?
yeah.
He was cussing all the way back from Pine
My
Bluff.
wife
Sure, I mean,
started to
he
get
wanted
mad,
a cigarette. I
and
can
she
understand
took it
Well,
from me.
that was
and like,
probably
"Give
one
it
of our
shit to
roughest
her."
shows.
It was a
It
rough
was,
show.
yeah, we
It was a
wanted-
rough show.
Well, so there was
So-
some show drama going on.
Yeah.
okay.
It was a good show. I enjoyed it, but It was a little
Yeah.
rough for the band. I'll tell you that.
Some shows are better than others.
Yeah, it was
It's the nature of the gig, and it was just not,
Definitely
not one of
happens.
the
But I
best
mean, I
ones.
guess it's really not that bad because I mean, like, I feel like the vibe I get from you guys is like it's not like you guys are hoping that you're gonna get a fucking rock star signing contract. Y'all just having
I mean,
a great time.
we have fun.
Yeah, just having
Yeah,
a great
we're
time.
writing songs now, so that's been the most exciting part. I guess try to get our originals out there,
Get
and
your
then,
own
and
sound
then you
out
can
there.
go from there. Right now it's mostly covers, a few original songs. You play.
And I imagine
have
it
fun,
feels
but-
really good to just be up there with a fucking crowd, just jamming the
Yeah,
fuck
it's
out.
a great
I mean,
feeling,
you guys
for
are
sure.
awesome.
I love it.
when you're nailing it, especially like.
Oh yeah, when you're doing great.
Yeah, you can just feel it for sure.
Especially the man over here on his guitar. He's pretty fucking amazing.
Steven brings the talent, I would say.
He brings the talent.
He's the talent
Yeah.
of the band.
Nice. I got you. I
Yeah.
got you. When did you start playing? Like, when did you start really getting serious into playing guitar?
I was probably about 13. I was practicing about 4 hours a day when I was 13 through
That's some
17.
dedication.
Yeah.
That's how much I was beating it at 13 years old.
Well, I was doing that too.
Jesus
At the same time.
Priorities.
No wonder you can extend
High-
your
high
fingers
hands
so.
right there.
Right,
Yeah,
yeah.
like what the fuck?
Yeah.
That's why his
Practice
fingers
the
and
left
palms
hand,
are calloused.
That's what's
Then
up. But you
become a
knew,
switch hitter.
you knew at that age, like that was your passion. Like this is my thing.
Oh
That's
yeah.
what I want to do.
Oh yeah. Well, I was supposed to be a drummer, but
What do you mean supposed to be a drummer?
Yeah, was it?
well, primarily a drummer, but I was playing too loud. So
You do play really
Dad
loud. on
Dad
drums.
always griped about it. So I was like, well, I'll just play my sister's
He
acoustic
was
guitar.
trying to wreck your jam.
Yeah.
Like turn that shit down.
So I play acoustic guitar and get away with it. So
There you go. That's what's up. That's
just
what's up.
went on from there. But
And then you've been playing
regret.
guitar for
Well, my dad. He played
Yeah.
big, huge guitars, obviously. And I didn't pick it up till pretty late, I guess, when we lived together.
Yeah.
it had to be like 06,
Oh,
05.
07,
it was like
honestly.
right when we first
Yeah.
met. It was like
Yeah,
right around
Around
when we first
2007 is
met.
when I
I
started
do
playing.
remember you playing for like a month, and then you was already learning. I was like, man, you're learning really quick. And
Yeah.
you was already singing with it and everything.
Yeah, I did kind
I was
of pick it up.
impressed.
And then I just plateaued 6 months into it and never got it.
I said that was it for me. That happened with me too. When I first picked up a guitar, I was playing it a little bit, fucking with it a little bit, didn't really mess with it, and then I met you, started hanging out with you a whole lot, and you were playing guitar, and I was like, man, that's really badass. I should learn how to get that good too. But it ended up me just getting really drunk and sitting by a bonfire with my guitar, watching you play your guitar.
That's the best way to do it.
And then when you got done with yours, I'd be like, hey, you want to play this one? And so I just didn't have to do anything. But all the girls were like, oh man, there's another girl with a guitar.
Smart.
So I was like, well, that's pretty cool. I was like, that's pretty cool. I don't really have to do anything. Yeah.
Well, a little side note. You've always been musically inclined. I know.
Yeah,
that.
a little
the,
bit,
The
yeah.
the first day I met you, I was hanging out with some friends, and one of them was playing guitar.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just jamming on, and Derek comes in. You're probably 17, maybe 18, really young.
Oh man, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. First time I ever met him, comes in my house party, and a buddy's playing guitar, and Derek just starts kind of rapping. This
Yeah.
guy's just playing, and Derek just starts rapping to the beat of the guitar.
And he got mad.
He got so pissed. Like, it
He
sounded
got
fine.
so
Everyone
mad
was
at
like,
me.
oh, that's cool, man.
Yeah,
And
like-
the dude stops guitars like, can you not?
He
Like,
even
I'm-
told me it was cool.
I'm playing guitar here.
He was like, hey man, that was pretty cool. I was like, thanks. He was like, kind of pissed me the
Fucking
fuck
cut him
off.
off.
And I'm a young teenager, and I was just like, But Jack was there, and his name was Aaron, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and Jack was just like, come on, Aaron, chill the fuck out. And I was just like, well, I thought we were having a good time. Because the whole time he was
No.
playing, like, I was kind of just spitting
You
shit
thought
out.
you guys were like putting it together.
Well, he
man.
was
Right, yeah, like,
Collaborate.
Everybody
yeah,
thought
yeah.
that. Like, he was even looking at me like, yeah, keep it
And there was no
rhythm. I
word. He
like,
was
yeah.
just playing. So
And as soon as it stopped, he was like, yeah, good job, man. And I was like, yeah. He was like, it's pretty cool. I was like, yeah. He was like, yeah. Kind of fucking pissed me off. And I was just like, what the fuck
did
is
not like
happening?
that. Yeah.
You know, and at 17, I
Put it
weighed
to the side here.
maybe
Right,
120.
yeah.
Maybe 120, and this was a grown ass man in a house party full of grown ass men. And I was just like, oh man, I'm not supposed to be here all of a sudden. But luckily, Jack was just like, he kind of just jumped in there and was like, hey man, chill out
Yeah.
and everything. But yeah, that was a good time. I like
For
that.
the
That was
first
fun.
time. Yep.
I
That was
work
having
with Jake.
fun.
He's good about having people's backs.
Yeah, he definitely is. He definitely is. Jack is a no nonsense kind of dude.
Yeah, good to have friends. That
And I really
back
like
you
it.
up.
Yeah.
Or strangers in this case.
Or strangers. Yeah, he was definitely a stranger to me.
Yeah.
Everyone there was a stranger to me. But, I mean, I had a good time. It was pretty great. Yeah, God, we're getting old, man. We're going a long ways back.
Yeah.
So how long? So y'all, how many bands have you been in? This is your.
Let me think.
Oh shit!
No.
Steve's
fuck.
been in a number of bands
Yeah.
for sure.
Like performing band. I mean, like, you know, putting on shows and stuff.
Okay.
Or like garage bands or
This
combination of
is-
both or what?
So I had INA, Out of Ashes, True Betrayal,
Damn, some sick names. Jeez.
Right,
and then
yeah.
Trouble and the Boys.
And then Chobe and the Boys.
Fourth band.
Yeah.
One
Out
those
of
things is
ashes
not like
into
the other.
Chobe and the Boys.
Survival of souls. I think we got Chubby and the Boys.
Chobe and the Boys. Yeah.
Deathwing 6 was where I really peaked.
It was an 80s
It
band.
was really
We had
good.
kind of a 5-figure death punch cover going on with a demon in a war zone, fucking swords and helicopters and shit. Yeah.
That's pretty fucking awesome.
But
So
yeah, my
any-
first band was in Monticello as well. That was back in, I want to say.
What was the name of it?
It's not about.
It's not about.
Yeah, or
That's the name of it.
Everybody waits after he tells them that.
Yeah, I
too.
was going.
I
It's
think
not
that's
about
the
what.
point. Yeah.
It's not about
Well,
the name.
Also known as INA.
Well, apparently
Yeah,
it's about.
INA.
It's not about the girls or the drugs or getting famous. It's about the music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's what it's supposed.
Gotcha.
That's a hard implication though, because like it could also not be about the music.
Yeah, exactly. It was like, I didn't
Yeah,
really
did
like
you ever
that
go to a
band.
show and everybody at the show while you were playing really wasn't listening? They were just contemplating, like, what the fuck? is
Oh, we
this
were
about?
terrible. We played at UAM Battle.
It's
of
not about
Bands.
being good at musician.
Everybody was contemplating on why they came there in the first place.
Yeah.
Damn.
I played a whole show being out of tune. It was my first show, a very
Yeah.
horrifying
I'm
experience.
sure I thought it was amazing if I was anywhere involved in that. Because that age, like when I was 17
It would've
and it
been
came to
young,
your
yeah,
place and
yeah,
everything, all these people playing guitars and singing and shit. I was like, man,
I
this
was
is
too
so
nervous on
fucking
stage
cool.
to even correct my tuning.
I just kept
I
playing.
was like, I'm just gonna
Just
go.
kept playing.
Now, help me on this one. Music, okay, like versus comedy. So you know, the thing about a musician is you guys, when you go to put on a show, you're pretty much putting on a show for your genre. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
you're
Right.
like comedy. You know, a comedian goes up there, he may be putting on a show. He don't know what type of comedies people like, and you know, maybe multiple people.
Tough crowd.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We still
My
got
question
genres,
is-
I guess. You got like insult comics.
Yeah,
right, but
yeah.
I guess what I'm saying is like, you know, if I go to Little Rock Photo Comedy Club, and they got 3 comics, right?
Mhm.
You know, there's certain type of comics I like, there's certain type I don't like.
Sure.
Okay, I didn't go to a rock concert. You know, I didn't go to this type. So I'm just saying,
Right.
like, you know,
Yeah.
when you bomb, is it? I mean, you know, because I'm assuming that bands bomb like comics bomb. You know, I mean, when it's a
Definitely
bad
has some
night, you know
hecklers.
it. I mean, is it sometimes?
Well, to your point, I think it helps that people know what they're getting into.
Right.
So like with the comic, you know, like it may bomb just because it wasn't the type of humor you were expecting, whatever. But like if you go to a rock show, you're reasonably expecting to see some rock.
Yeah, yeah.
So I think it's
a
a
little
different.
safer in that. On the, you know.
Yeah,
it's
you
more-
still have to perform, obviously. But
Well, yeah, that's kind of what I'm getting at. Whether you know, I guess you could say a comedian could bomb just because he's in the wrong place at the wrong
Exactly.
time.
Absolutely.
But
yeah.
you guys go to your show. I
They
mean,
bomb depending on how well they perform.
Yeah,
right.
it's all
Yeah,
about
a comedian can go in there and do flawless, but still bomb just because not connecting
Because
with
all
the
those
crowd.
people were
And like I
assholes.
mean, the musicians can go in there and be technically proficient, but still not put on a good show.
Yeah.
You know, there's a difference between being playing good and putting on a good show.
Yeah.
And we do the former all
the-
the time, we think. And the,
Yeah.
we always put on a good show, and we
Always
sometimes
put on a
sound
good
good.
show. Right, yeah. No, I mean, every one I've been to except that one, you guys sounded great.
Right.
Except that
Yeah.
one. You guys sounded great. There's one element
Well,
to
like
it
I mean,
that
you know, the
sounded
band,
great.
it's all in one. So.
Yeah, absolutely.
So.
One falls, you all fall.
Exactly.
But, I mean, I still had a good time. I remember being at the bar after that was over, and Blake just came up behind me and hit me. And I was like, "What's up, man? You guys did great." He was like, "Did we?" I was like, "You're right." All right, I'm sorry. But other than that, like the one I went to at La Terraza, I think that was the first one I went to. La
Yeah,
Terraza.
most likely.
That was a badass one.
Yeah.
That was really good. Everybody really seemed really.
We hit
into
like
it.
80%, I would say.
Yeah.
So that's okay.
Alright.
People
I
were
love
really
us up
into
there.
it.
Yeah, we're getting there, for
It
sure.
was pretty great. I'm
Yeah.
excited to see another one. I definitely am.
Cool.
Because I like it. Like I really like just going over and watching y'all practice. Because I mean,
Sure,
especially
yeah.
when you're in a comfortable element, that's when you guys really fucking do really great.
Thank you.
So I really like that. But like, do you feel like? I mean, what makes you feel like if you perform technically proficient, like you were saying, what makes you feel like you can still do a bad show even if you're performing technically proficient as far as a musician?
Well, I'll give you an example because I went and saw Tool, not Tool, one of my all-time favorite bands. You know, I've loved them forever, and I went and saw them, and they sounded great. You know, like they just note for note, perfect. Everything sounded basically like the album, but there was I didn't feel any connection with them.
right.
You know, like there was no engaging.
It was like they
the
played a
audience.
song.
Like
Song
a
ended.
movement,
They
or-
played the next song.
I mean,
song
no,
ended.
yeah, there was, just I
Right.
mean, like going through the motions in a lot of ways is what it sounds.
It was like you didn't even need to be there.
Right,
them.
I could throw on my tool album. I can get the same experience
Okay.
in a lot of ways. And so, like, when we play, I feel like it's more important to get out there and jump up and down, whatever, you know, like if it,
Talk to
if,
people.
if you miss a chord, that's fine. But if you're
I read something.
engaged,
Adam Jones, the guitarist from Tool, they asked him why he doesn't jump around or anything like that, and he's like, "Well, he's like half the time I'm sitting there trying to keep time."
sure, which
to
is
the
not,
songs.
yeah.
Because this is tough.
I just
And
jump
he's got
around.
a giant pedal board too, you know. That he
Sure,
has
not
to-
everyone can do that, but
Right.
I just feel like there's you can tell when a musician wants to be there,
Right.
as opposed to when it's just a job for them. And
Oh yeah.
that's sometimes it is work. You know, like you don't want to be up there at 1 a.m. like playing these same songs you've been practicing.
Depending
for
on the
years.
kind of day you've had. And
Sure,
everything
I mean
like that, yeah.
it's not all fun and games. For
Is
sure.
it really like, has the gut wrenching like nervousness of it, has it calmed down, or is it the same every time?
What do you
How
think? You know,
much alcohol can you tolerate before you get up there and do
Right.
That's what I'm wondering.
Right, yeah,
How
absolutely.
drunk can you
I was,
fucking be and
I was,
still
I was
look at-
definitely gonna
Yeah.
make my
Yeah.
way into
so
the.
yeah, two very separate points. I've always enjoyed drinking. You know that, so I always definitely have a few before I go on.
Right,
but
absolutely, yeah.
I'm pretty strict with my control.
Okay.
I
you
don't-
don't want to go too far. You don't want to be too.
No, I'm yeah. There's a couple times, you know.
Like, what's enough? Like, what's? I mean, at
So,
what point are you like, I'm done?
So, all right, a good rule: 2 drinks beforehand, and then 1 drink per set, which is sets 45 minutes to an hour.
I'm a nervous
Maybe,
That's
drinker.
not.
yeah.
That's not you. What's your?
What's your
yours?
rule?
Yeah.
Well,
He's like 1 bottle before.
I have an entire
Well, it
bottle of
seems like
Jaeger.
sometimes I'm so busy I can't really drink until I get on stage.
I would say you
we're
probably
setting
struggle
up
with-
and all that.
So during the show,
You're
you're
nervous. a bit more.
But yeah, but once I get on stage, I want them to stop, just keep coming. Like I just
Right.
want to
Don't-
continuously
I don't
drink
want to see the bottom
between
of
each
this
song
glass, lady.
and
I just
like
forget
on my
about
guitar
because
breaks or
I'm so
whatever.
yeah. I get so focused in what I'm doing. Honestly, I just forget to drink because that's not.
Right.
I'll drink after the show, but that's not where I'm getting.
So it's
my-
not really alcohol and everything's not really a crutch for you.
No,
during
well,
the
I don't. Yeah,
nervousness.
I've never really had a problem with my nerves on stage.
Oh, so you feel pretty comfortable up there?
Oh yeah.
Well, the more
yeah.
I drink,
It
the
doesn't
more I'll
bother me to be
move
up there.
around. So.
You start to lighten up and
Right.
everything's a little bit more
Yeah, Steven.
comfortable.
Yeah, he's even started singing more. Like he does backup vocals
Oh, yeah?
for a lot, but he's
Starting
got
to
a lot
free
more,
up a little
lot more
bit.
confident with that for sure.
Yeah.
The last show was the most you've ever sang.
So have y'all ever just all been just plastered?
Yeah.
I was thinking that
Yeah.
last show. I was like, maybe I'm singing too much.
Yeah, one of the Brick House shows especially because the Brick House we love playing there, but it's a dive bar. You know,
Right,
like
yeah.
it's very much like just like late night, just people just getting trashed. You know.
Right.
So yeah, a couple shows when like there's just maybe not a lot of people there, and why not?
Yeah, just doing your thing,
people
man.
like they'll bring shots up there. You know?
Yeah, I was about to say.
A lot
I
of
feel
times,
like
sometimes I'll take one.
the more drunk the crowd gets, the more they're gonna be like,
Sure,
especially
that's a-
doing
that's a
good.
big part of it,
You're
you
gonna
know,
take
like,
it,
you
play
get
to
them
the
buying you
crowd and
drinks and-
everything.
Sometimes they get too drunk. There was a guy on stage, basically took the mic from Worm.
Yeah, so
And,
had to kick
Took
him
the
off.
fucking mic from him?
Well, yeah, he walks up behind Worm.
And I could
singing.
see Worm getting upset. And, I wait, and I was like, man, that's really bothering him over here. I was like, can you fuck off?
Yeah.
kind
Fuck
of.
stage, buddy.
And then, like, I
The
did
one- the
it,
guy-
I did
he
it
got
all
there and started
calmly and
singing the song
everything.
with
So he's
Worm.
like,
Just being
okay. So he
a
calmed
drunk
down after
asshole.
that.
Just a drunk
Just
heckler or
drunk
whatever.
asshole, yeah. Well, he was having a good. I don't think he meant to heckle.
Yeah, no,
He just heard a song he liked. And
Yeah, he just
oh.
having a good
He was
time.
just too
I was
fucked
really
up to
polite
be
with him.
cordial.
Asked him to.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's not. These
I understand.
come here to see you.
It's that moment where you
on
need
stage.
that moment where you're like, fuck, why don't we have security yet? Why don't we have that?
Right.
But I guess you really don't need it. I mean, necessarily.
You know,
Yeah, so,
it is
yeah.
not a big problem.
Are y'all more prone to play like at gigs that you do get paid for, or like will y'all just play
I love
anywhere?
getting paid.
Well, yeah, everybody loves getting paid. So I'm
That's
cool.
a really cool part.
But like, if
Okay.
anybody's like, "Hey, man, we got something to do," we'll come do it. We don't have
I
any
see what
fucking
you're saying.
money though.
No, honestly, no. I mean, but sometimes like a charity. We played for like a benefit the other day, but typically we may bring. Someone asked me like you, say, "Hey, I'm having a party. Come entertain us for free."
Right.
Because you're my friend. Well, for something like, well, I'll bring my acoustic out there.
Yeah,
But, like it's a lot of work
absolutely,
to
to set all
tear
that
down
shit
our
up
equipment,
and
bring it out
everything.
there, set it up, play. Like
Right.
it's not just the
Yeah.
playing, the part of it. So yeah, there is definitely an expectation of
Okay, I understand that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I understand that.
with the
Yeah.
band.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of equipment's a lot of work.
It
Yeah,
is, yeah.
setting
I mean,
all that
just
shit up.
with this stuff and what Matt has when we set up at the gym just
Yeah.
to do a show there.
Takes time.
Look, those guys don't realize I'm the one that does it. All
Right,
the time.
yeah.
It takes me 2.5 hours to get all that stuff.
It's
set
a
And
up.
it's
lot
got
of
to be
stuff,
fucking
yeah.
right,
Yeah.
or
Absolutely.
everything you produce from it is useless.
And there's always
Completely
costs.
useless.
You got travel costs, obviously,
Yeah.
and just
Getting
wear
there,
and
getting
tear
back.
on your equipment.
Right, yeah.
It's just there's definitely expenses to it, and a lot of it comes out of our own pocket anyway.
So like if a venue wants you to just show up, play and everything, like what's like the standard that you accept, like
Yeah, how do you get your gigs? Like, I mean, what's your strategy for get from here on? Because I know there's guys out there wanting to perform, wanting to get into the
Sure.
music. Give some advice to someone who's like, all right, because what's the steps? How do I 2-year, 3-year plan? Like, how am I going to progress?
Man, it's tough because we're in phase 1.1.
Which is probably why they
Yeah,
want to hear
we're-
from you. You know what
We're
I
just
mean?
trying
Sure.
to
Yeah.
invest in better recording equipment now, and
I
maybe
think. Yeah, go ahead.
get an EP out, or we're thinking we might as well.
I think that's our next step is to record an album.
Yeah.
We're in the process of writing originals.
get something more on the social media outlets and more.
So we
people
got a
to
GoPro
experience
coming in, right?
We ordered a GoPro the other
So
day.
we'll have better,
to record us some
recording
videos.
quality.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is
On our live stuff.
getting your name out there, and it's hard to do that if you don't have a good song. Like all of our songs are recorded through my phone, like in my little room where we play, and like the quality's just not that great, So like people hear that and it's just like scratchy and like, well, like who wants to book these guys, So it does help. We have some videos from some of our shows, so people see that like they sound good live. People are having fun.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but as far as that goes, just reaching out to bars directly. Like,
hey, can we play here?
yeah, just literally message them on Facebook, go on their webpage, send them an email,
And it's
say,
tough,
hey, look,
and the rejection's been tough.
so many rejections. That's
Yeah, oh, yeah,
I didn't
really?
expect it, man. I mean, it's.
Well, I guess
give,
like,
me- give me
what, we're
some,
not
give me
good
some
enough?
tough rejections.
Yeah.
Well, there's
I wanna
not.
hear
That's
about
the
that,
thing.
yeah.
There's all right. The toughest one. I'll say this. Have you ever been to Midtown?
Yeah.
In Little Rock?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
the diviest of
Oh
dive
yeah,
bars.
they seem like they would just be like, take 2 of these.
And
And never call
I've
me
been
again.
there plenty of times at like 4 a.m.
Right.
after
Oh,
everyone
yeah.
else closes.
'Cause that's where you go.
And there's some like shitty punk band up there that can't. They can't play. They're literally
They're just up there snorting coke off their fucking
Yeah,
guitars,
like just
getting
strumming,
down.
like playing
Yeah.
Green Day covers.
Having a
you
great
know,
time.
like these guys are clearly like this shitty band, and
While
there's
some
a lot of
dude's
shitty bands up
shitting
there.
in the corner over there.
So like I know the
Shoot you out.
standard
Yeah.
of music that they have, and it's like I mean there's been some good bands there, but like they're not whatever. I messaged them and I was like, hey, we'd love to come play at your venue. Like anytime you'd have us, here's some videos of ours that I thought were good. Like we played at Vino's a few months back, and like it sounded great. Like one of our best sounding
yeah.
shows. Always wanted to
I love
play
that
there.
show.
So it was
That's
recorded.
my first time playing there.
Yeah, and I recorded like here we played in Little Rock already. Like there's people in the crowd getting into it. Like clearly like people liked us in your city. Like what's up? What's good? Let's do this. And they didn't respond. And like 2 weeks later, I was like, hey, just following up, no worries. And they sent back one sentence. It was like, not for us.
Not for us.
Wow.
And then at that moment,
What a bunch of dicks.
well, I feel like
Hey, Midtown, I just want
Right.
to say from the roadway, fuck you.
That was all
Yeah.
it said.
Hey, Midtown, we
Not
just want
for
you to
us.
know you are garbage. Maybe that's what they meant, though. Maybe they were just like, look,
And
man.
none
we
out of
only-
8 followers are going to want
Right, yeah, no one's
I
gonna
will say,
listen.
true story. I told the guys this, and Worm was like, you know what? I just think that they really think
Too-
that we're
you guys
too
are
we're
too
too
good.
talented for
Too
them.
talented.
I was like, man,
You think they gave you the overqualified thing?
I'd love to believe that, but I just don't think there's some business out there that goes against their self-interest so much.
Yeah.
Like, oh man, these guys are just they're
They're
gonna make
really
our,
good.
our
I bet
shitty
people
bar
would
look
stay here and
bad.
drink. Nah, no, they're too good
Like
for
no,
us, man.
so I didn't necessarily buy that.
Right.
It'd be great if that was the truth.
I'm baffled by it myself.
Right? Yeah.
Maybe they're just really in that, like when you said it's not. They weren't saying you were bad. They just said not for us.
sure.
You know, maybe they meant like we only
Which,
like
if
really
I didn't know
punked
anything
out
about
crazy
them,
shit.
might make sense. But like I've seen this, I've seen what is
Exactly,
for them,
which
and,
isn't
like,
y'all.
You know what we got to
Right.
do now, right?
What?
We got to make a party trip to Midtown.
Go to Midtown and just act a fucking
I just want to
fool.
go and drink and look at their shit now.
So if
Instead,
any
we
of
should all
our
just go.
followers
Yeah.
would like to get involved in
We
this,
should have a
we
night
can
out
totally
and go to
plan it
the-
out.
Which it's the place to go. You know,
We can
like
take the
4 in
GoPro.
morning.
We can take GoPros with us, and then
So
film
what we'll
it all,
do,
put it on the podcast.
we'll just kick the fucking band on stage off. Like Chob and the boys are here. Like
That's it.
too bad.
Choking the boys. We just hold them hostage.
Whether they like it or not.
You know,
Yeah, so it's a shame we haven't been able to. And that gig we only got because Steven is friends with someone in a local band from Little Rock, Queen Anne's Revenge. A friend of ours named Justin Elkins. So he got us into that gig. But yeah,
It's a really
Which
good
gig
name.
was this?
this was at Vino's.
Which Vino's at?
Vino's in Little Rock.
Okay,
over
that's
on
the one in
7th
Little Rock I
Street.
was thinking you guys and heard about you guys.
Yeah, we played there with a band.
Where are they at?
They're over on 7th Street.
No, those
right by
Blackbirds.
7th Street Tattoo.
Shit.
Yeah.
No.
That's why I was like, it's really cool.
Yeah, we played with some cool bands there,
Anne's
which was
Revenge.
it was
It was a very diverse show.
yeah.
too.
There was like
Metal
5 bands there.
and
One of our best
rock
gigs.
and-
Yeah, it was really fun.
Yeah.
But it's been tough. So we have a few bands. We reached out, to Latara's obviously in town. We just went up there and talked to the guy. Brick House. One of our buddies named Paul from Pine Bluff, a friend of Steven's, ran sound for us for a few shows, and he knew the owner of the Brick House. So there's definitely some networking there. Like you meet people,
That's what's up,
you
man.
gotta know people. Like
Yeah.
it's just hard to solicit random videos. Like, hey, pay us money to come play this.
Right, and that's what I was
for
going
you.
to get to. I was like, how do you, when he brought up, how do you get in that process? It's like you reach out and you're like, hey, man, our band would like to play there. You're going to have to fucking pay us.
Yeah,
for
so
it.
once you record, get some originals out there, get some name recognition, it
You get
becomes a
them
lot
something to
easier.
listen
But
to,
until you
yeah.
get that, man, it's just strict.
But the Lake Village,
Face-to-face networking.
That guy really liked us too.
True, good point.
So,
Yeah.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
we didn't even win the competition, but they brought us back.
Yeah, there was a cover
For the
band competition in Lake Village we submitted to, came in second, and they had us back to play again. So that was
Nice. There
pretty
you
cool.
go. There you go. And there's a lot of people at that too, right?
That was big, yeah. That was
So
the
that
Lake
kinda
the Lake
spread
Village
through
Fall
word of
Fest.
mouth,
I mean,
yeah.
there was 600 or 700 people
I
there.
don't know shit
Maybe.
about Lake Village. So
Yeah, I mean, it was.
you say Fall Fest to me, and I'm like, is that?
I mean, it's like a fair.
Oh, okay, cool.
You know,
Yeah, that's
it's
what's
like
up.
a county
That's what's
fair
up.
for Lake Chico, whatever.
Yeah,
So it was cool.
riding.
I wanted to go, but them fucking kids, man, they just keep me from doing shit.
Yeah, man.
They see this later on in life, they're gonna be
This
like,
is
"Damn,
recorded."
Dad
Thanks,
sure
Dad.
did. Dad sure did drink Jameson and bitch about us a lot." Like,
Lennox knows.
That's what dads do.
but I throw
Will's
you
dad.
parties, so leave me alone.
The reason why I was asking is because last night me and Greg did a show. Of course, he's an author and he's wrote a book, and we were talking about how the industry's changing, and for authors writing books, how the traditional model of books and making it in that world is going away.
Yeah.
And
sure.
he was talking about how the new
Everything's
social
constantly
media and everything else,
evolving,
it's
yeah.
changing. And of course, if you listen to some of the other podcasts, like Ross Patterson, Drinking Bros, some of those guys. And Ross talks about this a whole lot. He's an actor, he's a producer, he's a writer, he's made some films. If you watch Range 15, the Matt Dest thing, he's the one that made that movie. Well, anyway, he's talking about how basically print is dead.
Oh, yeah.
Like
So,
media, print media is dead.
Yeah, dummy
television,
book
as we
paper
view it,
company,
is dead.
It went down.
And he's talking, and actors making movies, things like YouTube, everything's changing. And I was just curious as to how that's affecting music. 'Cause
Well,
I know music started getting a big change with Napster and all
Sure.
that.
Yeah.
Long before everyone else felt
Oh,
the
yeah.
effect from
Well,
it.
you got people like Alanis Morissette. Alanis Morissette will tell you, it's like, how'd she get discovered? She was fucking sitting on the sidewalk playing her guitar. And that's
Yeah.
back then, that's how people
Isn't
got
Oh
that
yeah,
ironic?
that doesn't happen
Yeah,
anymore.
isn't that ironic? That doesn't, that doesn't happen anymore. Like now, it's
It's on
hey,
YouTube.
I
Yeah, yeah.
videoed these guys and put them on YouTube, and then the right person happened to see them, and then it's all of a sudden everybody's like, hey, we want you to play and everything like that. So that's why I was saying, you guys are trying to get out there more in the social media.
Yeah,
Well,
like
there's
your
also
album,
a
trying to
lot
make
of
an
bars
album.
and stuff that rather have DJs nowadays than
to just
live
play
bands.
music,
Oh, wow.
play hits.
Sure, yeah. I
and
mean,
DJs get paid a lot
So
more than
live bands
too.
don't even.
yeah. I DJ on the side, and that is 100.
When you say DJ, do you mean someone that's out there fucking like mixing shit that they made
No,
themselves? or,
All
like,
they have to have
just
is a
playing-
playlist.
Yeah.
Or
God damn.
If
Or look
Keith
up stuff
Walsh were
on
here, he can
YouTube
tell you more about
for
this. I work for him as a DJ.
That's right,
You may
Keith
know.
Walsh. Yeah, okay,
So
yeah.
So
we.
you're talking about a guy with a phone. They want
Yeah.
to do with a playlist and a phone he can plug
Spotify
up.
playlist.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And that's it.
Easy. All you need is a PA system and a phone and a working knowledge of how to play the wobble.
I'm just gonna
on
go
your
ahead and
phone.
show how mad I am. That is absolutely fucking ridiculous that someone that can press a button is getting paid more than
Well,
the guys that
I mean-
fucking have all this goddamn
He's a
talent.
part-time DJ.
Just the way we
Like-
consume our entertainment has changed so drastically.
You're right.
And the thing is there's such an outlet for anyone creative in the world now can have their stuff heard by somebody.
You're right, absolutely.
And that
they
didn't used to
can.
be the case.
They
you
can.
know,
Yeah,
so-
that's true.
So I mean, there's just so much. It's a worldly competition.
At the same time, I just think it's ridiculous to where when I hear a statement like,